Alright, so this is not a fish tank video, but I'm using my old crappy phone, and it takes backwards facing photos, but not videos apparently. And I don't feel like holding it like this the whole time, so how about y'all look at some fishy stuff while I talk. So anyways, did you catch the debate? Well, I have really been kind of astounded because I live in Louisiana, and while like someone who was just, left alone to come to spiritual decisions about things without constantly listening to the radio or to Fox News or Howard Stern type shows, basically Satanists who try to make you complain about things in a way that's funny. Watch out for them. They're called wolves in sheep's clothing. Oh, but hear me out. Don't cut it off just yet, because if you're a Christian, if you consider yourself a true conservative, hell, if you're a judgmental, like, oh, what I was about to say is, I don't know how anybody that isn't paid to do so, okay, most of these talking heads that you're listening to, that you're getting all your fake facts from, are paid to do so. I don't know how anybody with a logical, spiritual, or emotional bone in their body could possibly consider voting for Donald Trump. First of all, if you get your information from one source, one type of source, and you don't do due diligence researching a candidate for president, don't vote. Okay? If you, for instance, don't know about the connection between Breitbart and proven conservative, corrupt media organizations and Donald Trump's campaign, Breitbart, former editor-in-chief, is the manager of Trump's campaign now. If you don't know these things, if you don't know that Trump has basically been using the campaign contributions to buy ties and hats from a company that he made himself to make profit off of. He makes private profit by selling hats and ties that say "Make America Great Again" that are made in China. If you don't know these things, you shouldn't be voting. You are not qualified as a citizen. You haven't done your homework. Okay? Don't show up for the test. But moving beyond that, what's most important to understand, I don't care about policy. If you actually believe that these new little Republican talking points actually apply to Donald Trump, okay, this whole idea that he's going to appoint trustworthy Supreme Court justice, you think he's going to uphold, he's going to get over Roe versus Wade overturned? You think he cares about the lives of babies? Okay. Get real. You think this late in the game, after all the crap he said, he's been a liberal for fucking 60 years, 67 years, or maybe the last 3 years, he's off on a tangent with this Russian propaganda-based conspiracies, and suddenly you think he's a conservative? That's because conservatives are also being fooled by Russian propaganda-based conspiracies, and that, my friends, is both hilarious and a tragedy. Because for decades, it was liberals almost exclusively, to the common knowledge, that is, it was considered to be a given that liberals were the ones who were being confused by communists, right? But all the while, there were wolves in sheep's clothing in the churches, shaping the message of the gospel into what we now know as basically for-profit evangelicalism. My friends, don't you just love my suit and my Cadillac? Don't you just love our big, gold, stretched out, gaudy, ridiculous cathedral posing as a church? My friend, will you please put some money in the collection box as we pass it around again and again? My friends, please don't ask me for my tax returns. I don't want you to know how much or how little I paid for those Cadillacs. My friends. See, they sent those people here. Oh yeah. Those people are not Americans. Those people are not Christians. Those are the false ones. And they've been shaping hypocrites en masse into pressuring those few who actually still believe, and been getting the message of pride and of selfishness, of gluttony, of callousness, been teaching against things like judge not, lest ye be judged yourselves. Been teaching against things like do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But they'll tell you one thing: if you send them your money, God will bless you, my friends. And these people have led you away from your studies. These people have led you away from the scripture, from reading it yourself, and gaining true strength from the lessons that God is trying to teach you through scripture in your present day life. Look at Gilly hosting on a freaking Recordia. That is just too cute. He actually gets into the, I got a video of it, he actually gets into the anemone at night and then gets chased out in the morning. I'm hoping maybe these guys will come host on the Recordia too, but the Recordia doesn't seem all too happy about it when he moves around on it too much. It doesn't mind when he just rests there, but he got these inflamed gills really bad. So it's good that he's found a nice bacteria-free place to rest.
That baby really does love that little mushroom thing.
Okay, I got distracted by a cute clownfish. What was I talking about? Oh, I think in general the word is hypocrites. People want to talk about, can God use Donald Trump? Well, yeah, sure. God uses all kinds of demons. You know what God usually uses demons for? To test people. Okay, so maybe I could actually be right about this. Maybe considering the fact that everything I've said for the past 2 years on this channel, and for the past, how long has it been since 2011? 5 years, consistently. And since Trump became, any sort of thing like the nominee, I was, consistently warning about him things that nobody else was talking about, that nobody else had heard of, but now are the mainstay of the conversation, okay? And mostly this is basically because he quotes word for word, his political standpoint is based upon Russian propaganda. And we have Republican and Democratic Congress people. Some, that are basically communists, okay? But it's like the former liberals are learning, but the conservatives are being targeted by this propaganda campaign and falling for it hard, forgetting the fact that our enemy will say anything it can in order to deceive us and set us against each other. It will fake any type of evidence to get us to turn against each other, okay? And let's see here. Just on a Christian test. Now, I think it's been made clear that the abortion issue, and if you don't know about this, if you're a Republican and you just don't know about this, please go visit some debunks of these cases that Wolves in Sheep's Clothing keeps on citing to get you angry. Okay, because these are cases in which the mother's life is in danger. That's it. There's no conspiracy to kill white babies or whatever the fuck you think, okay? That's sick and crazy, and you need to, just hear the voice of reason out, please. Okay? I mean, it should be obvious that all these people, all these conservative, what I call the shilliverse, okay? These anti-government anarchist fools, they're leading you astray. And just try to hear the voice of reason on some issues like this, and you'll realize that not only have they led you astray in the obvious ways, which I think I've clearly pointed out on this channel, okay? Basically, Russia has been cooperating in every way with the over-aggressive, treasonous, borderline treasonous, actually in many cases treasonous, so-called conservative House Republicans and Fox News contributors, and especially on YouTube here, these fucking crazy people like Alex Jones and the like. Okay. And they've made you fail to judge somebody because of greed, okay? Now, who you're judging is a Southern grandma who Trump has himself said has, deported a whole bunch of people, who, by WikiLeaks' own assertion, isn't all that crazy about people who think rich people are the devil, okay? Isn't all that crazy about environmental wackos, okay? But, through her actions, judge them by their works, Hillary Clinton has proven time and time again that she cares about the middle class. She cares about families and children. And she has already a track record of helping families and children. And I don't know about y'all, but my family and my children could use a little help. The last time the middle class was doing well in this country was when Bill Clinton was president. Now, I remember conservative after conservative back during the Bush years when the economy was tanking. All my Carpenter friends, basically, all my Rush Limbaugh listeners say, I don't really give a shit about what they say. If we could have Bill Clinton back, I wouldn't care if there was somebody blowing him every 5 minutes. Just get the economy back working, get us back in the surplus, okay? And, while I didn't agree with Bill Clinton's overall economic policies, you got to understand that the president is not a dictator. But that's what you're supporting in Donald Trump. You're sitting there trying to support somebody who basically speaks in absolutes all the time. You should have learned from Star Wars that, only a Sith Lord speaks in absolutes. But since you don't seem to catch on to what that actually means, I'm going to tell you. Demons, when they push thoughts into people's heads, they make them speak in absolutes. Okay? When somebody is confused into anger, they think you always are like that, or you never do this for them. Have you ever had a fight with a significant other? Okay? Demons try to interfere with true love all the time. Okay? And only a demon could make somebody who clearly has no respect for women say things like, "Nobody has more respect for women than me." Well, my response to that, little Miss Trumpet, is wrong. But you want to judge Bill Clinton because of something that started with somebody named Monica Lewinsky, and you want to basically say, because this other case settled, okay, and because of one non-confirmed DNA test before, let's face it, before they really knew all that much about DNA testing. I mean, that was kind of a process that was perfected in the 2004-2005 era, okay? And, no secondary lab, no nothing, okay? So, if Russia wanted to pull this off, just think, if this, then that, what would they have to do? If Russia wanted to pull that off, what would they have to do? Basically, one lab would need to be bought off. They would need to know which lab was going to be used ahead of time, or they would need to have somebody in the House of Representatives on the committee, where it fitted. No. On the committee, on the committee, where the, oh, this is so freaking cute. So on the committee, I need a cigarette, I'm losing track of what I'm saying. No. Yes. Okay. Give me a damn cigarette. Alright. Layla, you're supposed to be homesick, so you better go back in your bed and rest. Because you're going to school tomorrow, and you better not be coughing. Yes, I have a chillin' homesick. That little guy's so freaking cute. Okay, so... Oh, I really thought I was going to remember what I was saying. So, all they would need was a conservative on the committee. And they could, more than likely, if not on the committee, in some other position, influence where that DNA test would be held. Okay? So basically, one bribed off clinic, one bribed off testing facility. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 people in that facility would need to be bribed. And one little Polish slut. I mean, how hard is that to fucking pull off? Are you aware of the kinds of shit that these people pull off on a regular basis? They actually convinced people that there were Nazis in Kiev that were taking over and killing all the Russians. Okay? They actually convinced people that even though a Buk missile system was filmed before NMHB was shot down, okay, entering the area, it was filmed entering the area, Buk missile shot down NMHB, okay, killing 298 people, Dutch citizens mostly. And then it was filmed the day after, leaving the area, with guess what? One of its fucking missiles missing. Oh, okay. And the Ukrainians did not have sufficient hardware within range of that area. Because guess what? The Russian-backed separatists had blown it all the fuck up. And were shelling them with heavy artillery, mortars, that kind of thing. And basically, you have a group of people, that is the Russian-backed separatists, okay, and actually many Fox News type so-called independents, okay, racist anarchists, actually went over there and fought with these Donbass people because of the YouTube media shit. Okay, that's why I say this is dangerous. Alex Jones is dangerous. Well, these people use American flags and European Union flags as doormats. They wipe their muddy boots on them all winter long. And they basically have the mindset, okay, and this is very important, understanding someone's mindset, understanding someone's overall character, okay, and that's not just judging them by what they say, that's judging them by their works. Actions speak louder than words. Love is a verb, and so is hate, okay? You can't just say, I hate something. No, you dislike it. You're mad at it. It makes you uncomfortable. It makes you feel insecure. Hate is stronger than that. Okay? Hate takes action. What Donald Trump preaches is hate. And what these people in Donetsk have in their hearts is absolute vitriol hate. Okay? They want, basically, and they call us fascists, okay, all of us are fascists, they want to free the world from Western fascism, okay? Our freedom is just being labeled as fascism because of our corporations, okay? So bear in mind that when you say that corporations are evil, you're doing a favor to people who want to come rid you of your ability to own anything by force. Okay? Now, like Hillary Clinton, I believe that large businesses should prosper, but they should be regulated. They should be regulated within reason. They should be regulated in ways that involve those businesses so that they can mutually pool their ethics and their knowledge about what they do and serve as watchdogs for each other and compromise and decide together what would be fair, have meetings with our government. Oh, the way Hillary Clinton fucking runs things or ran things, or the way Bill Clinton ran things, and actually in some ways the way George W. Bush ran things. But let's just say I was not very kind to him during those years, because I, like many of you, just did not trust anything about our government because of George W. Bush. Um, but that's okay, because 3 months before he left office, I sent Mr. Obama, President Obama, a little email, actually like a 4-page email, um, detailing out the plan that would save the United States economy. That is the public-private investment program. And, just in case me trying to save the world by teaching y'all the truth about your impending peril isn't enough, I just want to say that it happens to be true, and I doubt I'll ever get credit for it. I'm sure whatever fucking intern got my email took credit for it or whatever. But I came up with the actual plan that saved the world economy. Obama implemented it. And they used my exact figures, my exact percentages, and it's called the PPIP, Public-Private Investment Program. And I've talked about it before, so I'm going to shut up about it now. So I'm kind of taken aback every time I see a moron on here getting 10,000 views a day, 100,000 views a day, sometimes 1,000,000 views in a week, for basically spreading lies, for not even having a brain, for not even having any good jokes. I mean, really. I mean, I had a good joke on this channel once or twice, but, I had to edit that shit out. Can't have you fuckers laughing. Anyway. So, you're hoping I tell you a joke, but I'm not gonna. I'm all out of jokes. I, just, I just got out of the bathroom. Anyways. So, these people in Donetsk who want to destroy Western society, they want NATO gone. They want basically everything that Donald Trump wants. Donald Trump wants everything that Putin programs his people to want. And Donald Trump has been proven. See Keith Olbermann's report on it. See, CNN. Everybody's done a report on it. Donald Trump has been proven, just as I said he was many, many months ago. He has now been proven, public knowledge now, to quote, word for word, Russian propaganda. Okay? He quoted something that was written by Cindy Blumenthal in a completely different context that was inserted into a Russian propaganda piece on a Russian website. Okay? And only in that context in which he quoted it was it ever raised on that site. So he could have only gotten that idea from that site. Okay? So there's only two possibilities here. Either he's personally perusing Russian propaganda sites, or the people that advise him are getting their information from Russian propaganda sites. And he then spreads this through the podium of the Republican nominee for president, spreads Russian propaganda that goes beyond the contest of policies that should be an election in this country. He is calling for the jailing of his opponent and saying that he will not accept loss. No matter how wide the margin is, no matter how soundly he is defeated for being a misogynistic wannabe dictator, a would-be sultan, if he could admit how much Islam personally appeals to him. He fancies himself a prince with many wives, just as they do. He fancies himself an owner of slaves. He should not have to pay for labor, just as they consider themselves princes. He considers himself a prince. Who's a demon? Judge them by their works. Stop being fooled. Stop being stubborn. Stop thinking that all these bad things that you hear about Hillary Clinton amount to anything. How much money did she steal? Anybody? There is no dollar amount because she did not gain from whatever supposed corruption people attribute to her. All of these things that you hear that make you feel lukewarm about her, they're taken out of context at best and outright lies at worst. And they have this cumulative effect of sapping your energy, sapping your enthusiasm, because that's what they're designed to do. They were put here before you for that reason. Don't let it work. Donald Trump, as I said on this channel long ago, was put here to start a civil war, was put here to sow divisions, was put here to undermine our democracy and embarrass us internationally, to turn us into exactly what our enemy wants us to be so that they can most rally their troops to destroy us. And he has proven himself to be exactly that. He has proven himself to do exactly that. And now his supporters are talking about civil war. His supporters are talking about taking out Hillary. Okay? This is an embarrassment to our country. And you are an embarrassment to this country if you support him. I thank you for watching. Please, if you find what I'm saying offensive, please think with your heart. Don't believe the lies. Don't believe the usual Republican talking points. They do not apply. Okay? Ultra-liberals actually give shit to the Clinton administration for limiting late-term abortions, because they only want it when the mother's life is at risk. In fact, I think the law that they wind up signing limited abortions in the entire third trimester unless the mother's life was at risk. And also, I believe that was the same piece of legislation, yeah, in fact it had to be, that required anyone seeking an abortion to basically watch videos and see a sonogram, like basically a propaganda piece, okay, but a useful one, telling them of their other options, telling them about adoption, telling them about the joy of motherhood, telling them that there's help, okay? Thanks to Hillary Clinton, okay, there is help to raise a child. If you live in reality, like and subscribe. If you want to live in reality, but you don't know how, watch my previous videos, okay? And, you know, if you don't waste your time judging me, perhaps you might learn something. Please share whatever you think people need to know, because there's a lot of stuff that is